Welcome to Raaonline. Today's topic is about calcium channel blockers. One of the important group of drugs which are useful in cardiovascular system. Calcium channel blockers are the second choice of drugs for the treatment of angina pectoris as well as hypertension. And these are the major group of drugs which are used in treating arrhythmia also. So regarding cardiovascular system, arrhythmia, angina as well as for hypertension, these calcium channel blockers are used. So at the end of this lecture, we will be discussing about the different calcium channels, blockers, about its pharmacology and what is the difference between this verapamil and nifedipine. There are three groups of calcium channel blockers, the difference between the groups as well as their special characters and the individual effects of these calcium channel blockers and its therapeutic uses. About these things we will be discussing in this lecture. There are four major types of calcium channels in our body. Voltage sensitive calcium channels, receptor operated calcium channels, leak channels otherwise called as stitch operated channels, and sodium calcium exchange channels. As the name indicates, voltage sensitive calcium channels are the channels which mainly work when the voltage of the membrane is reduced less than 40 millivolts. When it goes beyond 40 millivolts, this calciums will get stimulated and it increases the contraction of the muscle. So they are called as voltage sensitive calcium channels. They depend upon the reduction in the voltage, or when there is voltage is reduced, these calcium channels will get activated. The second group of calcium channels are receptor operated calcium channels. Adrenaline like drugs, they operate with the help of their receptors to stimulate the calciums. The third one is leak channels, otherwise stitch operated channels. They are mechanically operated channels, and when there is small leakage of calcium, the other it will get stored in sarcoplasmic reticulum and it will stimulate the release of calcium. And the fourth one is sodium calcium exchange channel. So sodium is generally exchanged with the calcium ions. One sodium is exchanged with 3 calcium ions. So this type of calcium channels are called as sodium calcium exchange channels. In today's lecture, we are going to give importance for this voltage sensitive calcium. Why this voltage sensitive calcium channels or voltage gated calcium channels means? These are the three major group of channels, L, T as well as N, long lasting, transient and neuronal channels, and in that this L channel is the one which is present in our cardiovascular system, which plays a very important role in the movement of calcium in our blood vessels as well as in our heart. So voltage gated calcium channels, in that especially the L type of calcium channels are the one which we are going to see in this lecture. The transient channels are especially present in our cerebrovascular system, that means in our brain. T-type channels and certain anti-epileptic drugs, they block this T-type channels. A neuronal channel, gabapentin, pregabalin, these group of drugs, they act on this neuronal channels. These are the drugs mainly used in spondylitis like pain. So about these channels we will see later. L group of channels, long lasting channels are the things which we are going to see today.